It's Sandy Parker, and welcome to Crafting for Almost Everyone. Well, Memorial Day is right around the corner, and I decided that I would start a project that I've been putting off, and that is that I'd like to start making cards for our troops that are overseas. We have a group locally called Project Support Our Troops. I'll put all the information in the comment section, but this group, all they do is make boxes and send to troops overseas. And if you have anybody that is overseas, that's in the military, and you would like them to get a box, you can certainly send them the name and address of your service person. But what we want to do today is I want to get started thinking about having us really commit to start to do some cards for them and start sending them to them. Now, you can send cards that go directly to the service people, or you can send cards that go to the service people for them to send home. So either way, it doesn't really matter. It's just a matter of us sending something to them where we let them know that we care. So what I wanted to do to start out is I'm going to do a couple cards with napkins. And I found these at the Dollar Tree, because you know I love the Dollar Tree. And you have to separate the sheets. And these are only 2-ply because, you know, they're from the dollar store. And I kind of do that carefully. Now, napkins are kind of hard to play with. The way that I like to do things with napkins, and if you watched my video where I made washi tape with tissue paper, the first thing I did with it is I coated it with some Mod Podge, because what it does is if you coat things with Mod Podge, it makes it so that it's not really so flimsy and it won't tear as much. So I'm putting it on a silicone mat, and I'm going to paint as many of these as I can with the Mod Podge without ruining them. Because sometimes when you do this, you tear them. And it's not really horrible if you tear it just a little bit, but sometimes when you tear it, you get a really big tear, and you don't want that. So this is our first stage in making the card, and what we'll do after this is we'll let this dry, and then we'll go on to phase 2. Now our napkins are completely dry, so we're going to peel them gently off of our silpat. If you pull it too hard, you can tear them, because it is still pretty fragile. It's not as fragile as it was before, but it's still fragile. Then I'm going to take my regular paper snips and cut this. It's the napkin now is kind of the texture. I'm not sure what the texture is like now. It's different. It's definitely different than a napkin. It's not, it doesn't really feel like paper anymore. It definitely feels different. I'm sorry if I'm off camera, but it's really hard to cut this edge straight. I don't want to screw it up too much. Save the other piece for later, and then I'm still going to have to cut more off of this, but I'm going to do that after I adhere it to my paper. And what I've gotten one of those 5.5-inch square cards that are already made up. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some glue, maybe even glue stick would work. I think I'm going to shoot for some glue stick. Okay, I got a couple glue sticks. One's from Glue Arts. I'm going to use the one that I can get open. And I like to really crank it up. I don't know if you can see that. And I'm going to put that silpat back under this again, because I don't want my glue to get all over my I don't want my glue to get all over my background here. And I'm going to put a lot of this glue down because it's going to need to adhere that napkin really well to it. That killed that one. That was not much glue in that one. Let's see. Oh, this glue looks like it dried up too. There's another glue stick. We'll just keep finding glue sticks till I find one that actually has glue in it. This one has glue, hopefully. It's some glue that works. the important part when you're using glue sticks is that you make sure that you get your edges, because that's the part of the card that always seems to pull off with these napkins. Okay, I'm going to go off screen for just a second. I just want to cut the very top edge of this. So I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to make it so that it's more... These napkins were not centered properly. They made it so that it looks like a waving flag. Hope that makes sense. And all we're going to do is cut that, trim that off. It does make it so much easier to use your napkin once you've done that. Oh, it makes it easier to cut too. What a bargain. Easy to cut and easy to work with. Gotta love that. And this will be... Whoops. Alright. What was I thinking there? So what I'm making these cards for, I know I missed Memorial Day, and I apologize for that because it was not my intention, but I started some new medicines that have kind of made me feel a little bit weird, and I didn't really want to do a video when I wasn't making any sense, so I wanted to wait till I felt like a normal person again. Anyway, so that's why I'm late in my Memorial Day card. These cards are going to be sent overseas to our troops that are currently serving in the military. In Meadville, we have a group called Project Support Our Troop, and they send 60 to 70 boxes of food and just treats for our service people. And inside they also include not only cards that are for the troops, but also cards for the troops to send home. So this is my first one. I plan on doing one every month, at least, I mean on camera, one every month, so that we can show our support. And I'm going to put the address of Project Support Our Troops in the comment part, so in case any of you would like to send cards, not only for the troops but also for them to send home, you're welcome to do that. The thing that's really nice about this is you would be able to send them cards that you've written a nice little note in, and these people might not get any other things from home, so it is really a nice thing that they do. So I have this stamp set from Stampin' Up called Courage that has a really nice sentiment that says, "Courage is highly esteemed, the first of human qualities, because it is the quality that guarantees all others." I thought that was really a nice sentiment to put inside. This is going to be a very simple card. It's just going to be the flag on the outside, and I don't know if you can see how it's crinkled and it looks weathered, but it really looks great once you've done the Mod Podge on it. And I use glossy Mod Podge. I think the glossy Mod Podge really kind of makes it look even more nifty. I'm going to use that word, nifty. And then we'll just put our sentiment in the inside, and then I like to send a note from Rich and I. That's a nice one. So that's one of them. Then I have one other. I'm doing two of these with two different flag prints. Yanking that off of there. And this one is very, it's just stars, but I still think it's I still think it's kind of neat looking. And we're going to just do the same thing with the glue sticks. See how many thousand glue sticks I can go through doing this project. Let's get the glue on this one. This one I'm going to cut it off. I'll cut the whole piece off after I've got it glued down. And it looks neat too because of that crinkling. I don't know if you can see that. I'll kind of show it to you after I've cut it out. Get that out of there again. These are very easy. The only thing that really takes any time at all is well, it's not the Mod Podging that takes the time. It's waiting for the Mod Podge to dry that takes the time. Once you've got the Mod Podge dried, you're done. It's just a matter of gluing it down and putting your sentiment on there, and it's a quick and easy card. But it'd be nice, let's say that you wanted to send a bunch. I'm going to move that up a little if I can. I cut it a little bit too, there we go. I think I cut that edge a little bit too short. Anyway, but the thing that's nice about this is, let's say you wanted to send a bunch of cards. You could do 4 of these in a matter of no time, because each napkin does 4. And if I didn't say before, I got my napkins at the Dollar Tree, and I'm sure they will have them for 4th of July and the rest of the summer season. But I really like these. I thought they were both really interesting to look at. I'm going to use the same sentiment in the inside. Now you could do more if you wanted to, but I want to make sure I did tell you this. When you're sending anything to the military, you can't have anything glittery or sparkly, because it's a safety feature. You want to make sure that you don't send them anything that's that can be seen by the enemy. It's important that you know that. So there they are. Easy 2 cards. Quick and easy. I think they're interesting. I think I love the flag especially. I think they're fun, they're interesting, and I'm sure our service people will really appreciate getting them. So please, if you would like to join me in this, I'm going to be doing cards every month with this theme. That's my goal. 1 a month that we will send. Well, we'll send multiples, but you can hoard yours up and send a bunch at once if you'd like, but I will have all of the information for Project Support Our Troops in the comment section below, as I always do, but I want to make sure you know it's there. Oh, I want to put my stamp on the back. One more thing I wanted to do is I wanted to decorate the inside with some, this is Real Red ink from Stampin' Up, and I'm going to use it on our envelope as well. So we'll do the cute. Might as well do a little bit in the front there. I love that. I think that looks really cute. Then I'll just do it on the bottom. And this is a Rock-a-Block that I'm using. It is a stamp pad. No, a stamp pad. Yeah, it's an acrylic block that has a curve to it, and it makes it a lot easier to stamp with. And so I do have a video where I talk about acrylic blocks, and this one in particular. So I'll link that to that so that you can see it. And so that's a cute on the bottom of that one, and our envelopes have it as well. And wait, one more envelope I have to finish, just so that we have a little bit there. Whoops. And a little bit there. And these stars are from a set. It's called Let Freedom Ring, but I don't remember who made this stamp set. Sorry. But it's, I mean, it's a row of stars, so it's not like it's hard to find, I'm pretty sure, but that's the stamp set. Thank you so much for watching. Please give this a thumbs up and subscribe and tell your friends about me on social media. I'd really, really appreciate it. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.